Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, Dingbat here. Welcome to another Philly Shakedown podcast as we get through finally with the preseason game as the Eagles fall to the Colts. But who cares about that? A third, fourth string players for the Eagles held their own against the starters for the Colts for an entire half. That's how I see it. Joey Shakes, what's happening, man? What is going on?
Not much, man. Yeah, a lot to go over here today, especially some outside rumors as well today. So we'll be going over a lot. But this was a preseason, obviously the last preseason game. A lot of these back end players are, kind of showing themselves to the league of all the other teams to try to get roster spots elsewhere if they don't make it with the Eagles. So, like I said, a lot of back end, players. And we'll see what happens. Well, but definitely a lot happened, though.
Well, before we get into the game, let's talk about the latest about Jonathan Taylor, because it seems like there is some things going down, right? Now, Joe Castro, our boy, and we throw something if he wants to jump on, he's more than welcome to. Just let us know if he's out there listening by chance. But he posted this on Twitter, right? So let's read this. It says, I was told, and I trust Joe Castro. He's not going to BS people. He goes, I was told by someone in Jonathan Taylor's camp that this is in contract, or the camp. I got to start this over. I can't see because I'm too far away. I'm so blind. I was told by someone in Jonathan Taylor's camp that is in contact with the Eagles, said they are trying to work out a deal. And if the money is right, also was told no positives as of yet. Take that what you will. So the Eagles, obviously, there's too much smoke here. Obviously, the Eagles are trying to get him. And then I guess there was other developments more about than I do. You want to tell us what happened?
Yeah, so Dov Kleeman, one of the NFL writers, put out a tweet earlier today and says the report the Colts have rejected a trade offer for running back Jonathan Taylor by the Dolphins, per Flash Sports Buzz. Says despite rejecting at least one trade offer, the two sides continue to engage negotiations per the report. Says another NFL team is also believed to have a serious offer for Taylor to the Colts. As of Thursday morning, no team was believed to have met the Colts' request for a first-round pick or something comparable in value.
That's too much. That's
way too much.
I'm not giving up a first-round pick. I'm just not. But I forgot to say, what's going on, everybody? I see everybody's in here. Logan's in here. John's in here. Backyard Birds Podcast. Joe, Slim. You guys, thank you all for joining. Clark is here. Anybody I'm missing, I apologize. James, Donnie. Kev is here. Sean. Sandeep. Splenda, Benjamin, you guys are awesome. We thank you guys for joining us tonight. Bang Bang is here. I like that. Bang Bang. Jinx, Mr. International. Thank you guys. Jason, I think a first round pick is just too much. Okay, I do. Now, if the Eagles were to get him, and I think we'll probably differ on this, but if they were to get him to an extension, in my opinion, I may give up a 2 because I have 2 2s. But that would be as high as I go. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, if I'm trading for him, I'm not renting him for the year and giving up a high pick. That's the whole reason for this whole thing is we want to extend DeAndre Swift. We are going to try our hardest at the end of this year. If DeAndre Swift plays too good at 24 years old, still very young, and he plays really well, we have to try to extend somebody. We need some type of future here in Philadelphia in this running back room. Obviously, a lot of these running backs around the league are trying to garnish whatever money they can get. Kind of could tell the league of, that this running back position should be, have more value now, which it really doesn't anymore. So for me, a second-round pick is way too much. I feel like they need to do, you're going to have a slated 11 to 12 draft picks in next year's draft, and I feel like you got to save that. Because the one thing I can't stand with how he does, and it's not his fault, the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson thing really wasn't, it was on both sides, but I hate giving up picks for players just for rentals for the year. And then you're kind of, you kind of get rid of a player after a year and that's it. So if you're going to give up a high pick, you're going to try to re-sign him. That's the whole thing.
Well, I don't think he'll go anywhere unless he gets a new contract.
Right.
So I think he has to get a contract worked out, I would assume. So to me, if you had a contract worked out, I would not give a first round. The only way I would give a first round pick for a running back would be in a situation like, let's say, when we were talking about the possibility of drafting Bijan, where you're getting a guy for his rookie contract for the next 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give a first round pick for a running back when I need a second round pick. But here's something I'm thinking of. Maybe Howie Roseman is doing this because maybe the devaluation of a running back has peaked. Like a running back's devaluing over the last couple years. We all see it. They're not getting that much money. Maybe the devaluation has gotten to the point where he thinks he can get value in trading for him, and he actually thinks it's value to do it. Because Howie will do those kind of things before anybody else.
Oh, because somebody's available at the time, he'll go get him, or somebody's a free agent like Rashad Penny, he got him immediately. Maybe things are going to change, as time goes on, to say, oh, Jonathan Taylor's up for trade. Yep, let's try to upgrade him. So who is the odd man out at running back if you sign Jonathan Taylor? Who's the odd man out? You're not keeping 5. So
it's Gainwell. I mean, not Gainwell. It's Penny. Penny is your 4th running back. I mean, after tonight especially, I don't think there's any doubt that Penny has made the team, but I think he's your 4th running back. And plus, he's probably more close to the size and style of Taylor, I think, than Swift. I mean, the idea is you want to have DeAndre Swift and Taylor as complements. That's what you want. You want Swift, especially in the first half, using the passing game, things like that. Then the fourth quarter where you're trying to ground and pound, then you put Jonathan Taylor.
Well, two things too. Nick Sirianni, was around when Jonathan Taylor was there when he was the offensive coordinator, and Brian Johnson was first year at Florida when he was, I think, a freshman at that point too. Which is it's interesting with a few players too. There was I think with Jonathan Taylor, you're going to get something in the passing game with him. I think they can use him almost the same exact way that they use all these other running backs. He's very elusive. Can it's got great vision. A lot of great things with him. So
like 220. He's got some size to him. Nick Sirianni knows exactly what he's getting. So if they feel like that he's value, I don't worry about being a good fit for the system. I trust he knows them. Chaos the Filthy was in here. I saw you said, "What's up, guys? What's up to you, my man?" And an XX Get Your Mind Right says, "It's funny the Colts don't want to pay Jonathan Taylor, but they want premium compensation from teams in order to trade him. Hypocrites." Yeah, they're just, they're playing their hands. That's why you got to just wait with these negotiations. Now, if Miami's really serious in getting him too, see, that becomes a problem because, you get into a bidding war, then you have to overpay. And I think the Eagles should at that point check out. I don't think they need to be in a bidding war where they're giving up a first round pick. Do not give up a first round pick.
No, not at all.
Do you think Taylor is better than Gainwell? Yes. Taylor is probably, if healthy, top 3-4 running back in this league. So yeah, I mean, he's definitely better than Gainwell.
They'd say the best. I think the best, or I think the rest of the running backs are better when they're 100% healthy. I think it's Swift and Penny when they're at their. I think they're best. I think Penny will be at his best at a lighter weight this year.
You think they're better than Taylor?
No. Better than Gainwell. I mean, at 100% health. At 100% health, from a skill set perspective, I think Swift and Penny are better than Gainwell at a higher tier. So,
yeah, I hear you. Punjab says, Philly, we're going to beat the Chiefs this year, Super Bowl 27-17. I'll take it. I'll take it. So, so that's kind of the latest on Taylor. I did see somebody in the comments. I can't find a comment now. Somebody was saying that there are reports that they're sending a medical team to look at Jonathan Taylor. Those things happen all the time.
Here's the thing that was just interesting. Okay, even kind of like because the Colts were coming into town. They were going to have the joint practice. And I know there's probably going to be different things, probably different opinions on this, but like a guy that talked with Irsay, the owner, okay, Jonathan Taylor did, and then requested trade, and then travels with the team to Philadelphia. Like, there's two things that could see. That was kind of an eye opener to me. Like, he requested trade, he travels with the team to Philadelphia, not playing. He knows he's not playing. He's not dressing. No, nothing. So either there's something going on, number one, with the Eagles, or something in connection to it, or number two, he's just, trying to make himself look good, being professional, being there for his team. Either he's going to be there or not. So I don't know what you take out of that.
Well, I mean, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know if the Eagles medical staff has permission to bring him in and look at him. The Eagles have had a chance to deal with him in Philly for the last few days. So they probably have a pretty good gauge of where he's at. So, we'll see. I have no expectations for it, but I think it's just something that we got to keep our eye on. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
John says, good point. If Nick wants him, cool with me because he had confidence in Zach Pascal. Yeah, I think Nick would know if he would fit or not,
True that.
But it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting the next few days with all the cuts and everything happening. I think you're going to see some guys get traded. Now, as far as this game, and we got 536 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new, hit that like. Make sure you subscribe to both channels. We appreciate it. Now, as far as like this game went, what were your thoughts?
Well,
like
I think
the last preseason game.
I think the first thing we could talk about immediately, I think the Eagles have been watching our live streams or something, because we've been saying that the number one thing we've been wanting is to get Devin Allen involved in special teams. And my God, at the first kickoff, man, 74-yard return. So, I mean, no hesitation. Love when even after a few times, he had a few kick returns in the game. Like, there's just no hesitation. He just goes,
fast.
Man. Yeah.
For him to cut that ball, first of all, he fumbled the catch. He picks it up. He goes to his left, turns it back, cuts to his right, and kicks it outside. He's so fast, nobody could catch him. And they had angles on him, and he was able to get around. What drove me crazy was that they didn't put him on the punts. Like, I don't understand. Why is no main vein Swain taking punt returns and not Allen? Allen should be out there. Because here's the thing. I have a theory on this. I think they don't want Devin Allen on punt returns because they're afraid that he's going to show up Covey. And then they're going to have to try to justify not keeping, or why they kept Britton Covey. Because I have no good reason why Devin Allen was not taking punt returns tonight. I don't understand it.
And why is and even Covey's missed? He's missed almost all of training camp, which is really
he hasn't
weird.
Played at all. Has he?
That's
played
the problem.
He hasn't played.
They had Justin Evans on punt returns today, and he was god awful. So
Swain was horrible. Swain went backwards.
Yeah.
It was like Greg Ward in reverse. It was brutal. But my question is did Devin Allen make this team?
It really depends if the Eagles put him in. Like, the Eagles they haven't given him much of a chance. So hopefully this helped his case a little bit. Is it enough? Definitely not. But it's better. Watkins and Boston Scott is not going to work on kick return. It's not. It's just they're not good enough. I don't want to blow this punt return out of proportion or anything, but like, it's something.
I do. I want to blow it the hell up. Because I haven't seen that in 4 years.
I know.
I mean, we haven't seen it. Like, what are we gonna do? I don't want to lose Devin Allen, and then he goes somewhere and becomes the premier punt returner in the National Football League. Like, I don't want it to happen. Like, I don't know. I was upset that they only used him in kick returns and not in the punting game. That really upset me. But it was great to see that they actually put him on special teams to see what he could do. I thought Devin Allen played really, really well tonight. I do. Eagles Army Down Under. Thank you for super chat. He goes, Philly Shakes of the podcast. Just put $100 each on Hurts MVP. Carter, defensive rookie, easy money. I love it. I think those are good, safe bets, man. I do. I think they're good, safe bets. I guess what I'm saying is, if they're willing to cut Covey, wouldn't you have put Devin Allen on punts
the whole time? This whole game. Yeah, of course. Right.
So they didn't use him one time on punt returns. Now, when they look at how many receivers they're going to keep, you're going to keep AJ Brown, you're going to keep Devontae, you're going to keep Quez, you're going to keep Oz. That's 4. You're probably keeping Covey.
Okay.
That's 5. You're going to keep 6 receivers to keep Devin Allen, and are you going to put Devin Allen over Greg Ward Jr.?
What do you need more?
See my fear.
Yeah, but what do you need? What's your desperation right now? What do you need? What do you need more? Do you need more on special teams? Do you need more at wide receiver?
You need more on special teams, but they don't treat special teams like it matters.
And I don't think and Nick Sirianni, really since Doug left, Greg Ward produces, and it seems like he just doesn't have any. I don't know if Nick just doesn't value him as a receiver, just doesn't like him. I don't know if there's something behind it. So
they only use him in wide receiver screens, and they tried to run a reverse. I don't know why they don't want to send him deep. But and another we talked about, we got to talk about this too. He outran a punt. He literally both punted 20 yards behind Devin Allen, and he made a great tackle on the punt return as a gunner. I want Devin Allen on his team. I think he's got to make this team. I'm not. They got to find a way to keep him. He better be on this roster somehow. If I have to take a chance and let Covey go to keep him, I will. But I'm not letting. I'm definitely not letting him go. I'm not. Just not.
No.
I think Devin Allen could be good. And I thought that he played good on special teams. I think he earned a spot. But, we'll see how it goes. But right now, I can honestly say, in my mind, he's your best kick returner right now on this team.
Yeah, I believe it.
So we'll see what they do. The other guy I want to talk about that I thought had a great game, and Robert says it, I thought Eli Ricks was fantastic tonight. Ricks listen, this is what people don't understand. We had that, 78-yard, whatever it was, 74-yard kick return. Mariota plays that drive out where they score. The backups, the starters are not playing. Their backups are. We've had 3rd string, 4th string defense, and that was the starting Colts offense the whole entire half. And he was covering Pittman Jr. And
I saw it.
He made some great plays. So I think Eli Ricks, man, I think he has earned his spot. I think he won a spot tonight, dude.
No, I believe it. Yeah, I had a few deflections today. You had a lot of the starters that, Anthony Richardson was, kind of got to relax a little bit against who he's facing here. Kind of egging the crowd on a little bit today.
Yeah. Come on, they didn't even have half the guys that were on the field in the first quarter aren't even going to be on the team in 2 days. They had literally all the guys we signed. Remember when we signed all those guys, earlier in the week? They were all playing. Of course.
Yeah.
There was no Jalen Carter. There was no Jordan Davis. There was all the backups. 1st and 2nd string defensive line was out. The only guys I saw that confused me a little bit is the safety. I don't understand.
Sidney Brown played too.
Sidney Brown played in the second half.
Yeah.
Javon Wallace, second half. Edmonds in the first. I really don't know what they're thinking about safety. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Monteris Clay says, I told you all about Eli Ricks. He is a gem. He is. I agree. Torville says, there were a few guys in here that were on the Kennedy Brooks bandwagon, and he stinks. I was very hopeful when they got him, but I lost. Last preseason, I felt that I saw enough Kennedy Brooks to not really like.
He could have had a touchdown today too, and he completely dropped it too.
Dropped the pass, and I got to tell you, Trey Sermon's too slow. Dude's he's got no burst at all. So I think the running back is set. I think we know for sure you're getting 4 running backs and you're keeping 3 tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
I think that 4 running backs, 3 tight ends is a given. Because we didn't see Calcaterra. I didn't see him.
Tyree Jackson had a few catches. He
looked good.
Just too late. It's just too late.
Can he get another year to be eligible in the practice squad?
I don't even know.
I would bring him back on practice squad. Joseph Nagata, I like him, but he gets no separation, dude.
No, that's his problem.
Covered. So I think Nagata is a guy that will be back on the practice squad this year. Like he's a practice squad guy. He'll come back. He'll clear waivers. I mean, I think most of these guys will clear waivers. The guy that worries me is Devin Allen, because if I'm a special teams guy and I'm watching, different tape of people, I think I could get him and do something with him, dude.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
Chip says Arnold's too slow. Yeah, Arnold's too slow too. I think your tight ends are going to be Goddard, Stahl, and Calcaterra. I think they'll keep 3. I think your running backs will be Swift, Gainwell, Scott, and then Penny. I think that's 4. The question is going to be, how many receivers do they keep? I would keep 6 wide receivers at this point. I would keep, of course, A.J. Brown, Devontae, Quez, Oz, Covey, and then I would keep Devin Allen. That would be my 6. But I don't know that they're going to do that.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's just it's two special teamers taking 2 roster spots. This is crazy.
Well, if they would have put Devin Allen at punt return, I would have been able to get a look at him.
Yeah, right.
If he had a couple nice punts, I would say maybe I'd take a chance. Joseph saying, Isaiah Simmons, watch out, Hurts, another wink. Yeah, you know what? I got to give the Giants credit, man. The 7th round pick for Isaiah Simmons. I mean, geez, we couldn't do that. That was a great move by the Giants. It's a great pickup. But I think that the Eagles and Jonathan Gannon, I think that relationship is so bad that they didn't want to do any deals with the Eagles.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I think, So, I mean, we'll see. Joey says, why did it take Michael Clay so long to put Devin Allen as a returner? And he puts Justin Evans back there. Hate the guy. I don't know. And he puts him on kick return, but he doesn't put him as a punt returner. It just boggles my mind. And then the guy who goes and makes the tackle, really great play, was Allen. And then Sipos, he can't be consistent punt. I mean,
no,
dude,
he had a couple bad punts.
The last punt, literally, Devin Allen was 20 yards downfield, and it was behind him. You need a punter. I would cut Sipos tonight, and I would get Matt Ariza in here immediately if I were the Eagles.
It's true.
They need a punter. Philly Wyman says, I want the Eagles to sign a punter like Matt Ariza. There you go. The man can punt. He's just who we need. I agree. Yeah, I think Zacchaeus is made it. I mean, he's not going anywhere. He didn't play at all tonight. He's on this team. Yeah. Now, the only thing I will say about Greg Ward Jr. is there are rumors that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers may be interested in trading for him, that there's some interest there. So, that could be a situation where you trade Greg Ward Jr., let him go somewhere where he's actually going to get more playing time, and you thank him for everything you did, and then you get a space open for like Allen like that. Excuse me.
Probably.
Long day. Jake Elliott likes Sipos Holdo. So that's the dilemma, Twitterville's saying, is that he likes him holding. Shit, let's just keep him for.
Yeah, because when Zettner was holding the ball, he all messed up those the 2 kicks.
Well, is there anybody else that could hold? I mean,
I don't know.
So we're gonna have to keep 2 punters then, because I'm keeping 2 punters. I'm not.
Who's the other punter?
I'm gonna get Matt Ariza. He's gonna be my punter, and then I'll just have a field goal holder. I don't know. Robert says Covey's not even a good receiver, but it's just the way they act like with him. Like, if you look at him, like, he doesn't dress. They treat him like he's already made the team. So it's like I don't think they're going to let him go.
I get it.
What has Isaiah Simmons done? He hasn't done a whole lot. I'm not going to lie, but he's got a lot of upside. I think I see him as possibly being like somebody like a Reddick. Not in that necessarily he's a pass rusher, but like if you can find what will work for him and do that, I think he could be a player in this league. I mean, for a 7th round pick, that's not bad.
Yeah, he's a hybrid player. He can move all over the place, so it's not like you have to keep in one spot anyway. So it's a good move, but
I would rather get Patrick Queen if we're gonna get somebody, Now Keith says Covey's gonna surprise people. Now Covey did come on late last year. I think the last 7-8 games, he had one of the highest return averages. So he did come on last year, and I get it. But I still don't want Devin Allen. I don't want to let Allen
he's
go,
missed. I mean, he's missed so much time. Like would be a really good off season going into OTAs and training camp with him really doing a lot more.
No.
So he missed so much time. So how much more forward how much better has he gotten from last year, and how long is it going to take?
We don't know. We don't know. Timbo says, bro, Allen sucks. Speed doesn't equal success. Remember John Ross? Exactly. Yeah, but the one thing you're missing is John Ross didn't make plays. The few opportunities that Devin Allen has gotten in games, going back to last preseason, he has made plays. He caught the bomb last year. He was really good on special teams as a gunner last year. Comes back today, gets a chance to kickoff return, has a 74-yard return. Then he makes a play on special teams as a gunner. Again, he did that last year. So, I mean, to me, I'm looking at a guy that has not only speed, but when given enough opportunities, is making plays. John Ross didn't make any plays, and he was always hurt.
Right.
I don't see him as the same thing. I'm not saying he's going to be the greatest guy in the world, but I'm just saying that you have something to work with. If you have to stash him on the roster, find a way to keep him on the practice squad, do it. But when he enters waivers, I'm going to be holding my breath, because I'm sure if he gets cut and clears waivers, I'm sure he'll be back on the practice squad. But true. I just worry that he's not going to get through waivers.
Yeah, you want to take that chance.
Definitely.
Let's see. Toy M says, I heard that we offered a 5 and 7 for him, but they didn't want to do business with us. We offered a 5th and a 7th for Jonathan Taylor.
No, Simmons. I think maybe they're talking about Simmons.
Oh, Simmons. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, that would have surprised me, because Gannon and the Eagles, that relationship is bad. Like the whole stuff that happened there is bad. And so I
wonder if it's really bad. I wonder if it's actually really bad.
Dude, think about it, Joey. They came out with the whatchamacallit, the compensation, or what we got right before the draft started. Nobody even knew there was a situation. They tried to sweep it under the rug. That's what they tried to do. The NFL stepped in and tried to sweep it under the rug during the draft. And then when Howie Roseman goes on Pro Football Talk with Mike Florio, and he gets asked a question about it, he kind of got pissed off. Like, you could tell they were very
We lost a 5th round pick from that. Didn't we lose a pick?
No, we didn't lose anything, but we just went up. Like, we should have gotten way more. But the NFL wanted to sweep the whole thing under the rug. Do you know that there's still potential lawsuits coming because of that? Because people who bet are now saying that the Cardinals interfered with their bet. So I think it's a bigger deal that was just quietly swept under the rug, and obviously there's not good business there, and I hate Jonathan Gannon. It's another reason to hate him.
True.
So we'll see. Oh, let me see here. I'm trying to see what John Jones is talking about. I saw Dak gonna light up. John Jones is saying, Miami doesn't want Taylor. They just confirmed it. Really? He said in tonight's game. Oh. Well, that could be looked two ways. That could be a situation where the team always says they don't want him or not interested. Like, every time you get a report, a team is interested in somebody, the very next thing that happens is that there's counter reports that they're not interested. So you don't know, but if they don't want him, that helps us. He's going to get traded
by Tuesday. It's going to happen. It's going to happen by Tuesday.
He's going to get traded. I just don't know. It's a matter of where is he going to go. And if I'm the Colts, I'm not trading him within the conference for the same price I'm trading him out of the conference. So it would cost me. It would cost Miami more if that was me. Reverend Bebop says Guys, the Cardinals never trade with the Birds. Not so much Gannon. Look at when we looked at getting Fitzgerald, Hopkins, and then Simmons. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the last trade that I really remember with the Cardinals was Kevin Cobb. That's true. Yeah. Donnie says Allen for special teams. I'm on. Allen makes plays. I don't care. Just his speed alone to get down there on a punt return. Like, even if he don't make the tackle, just that he can slow a guy up or be down there, I think he's worth keeping, dude. I do. I really do. Oh, yeah, we did trade Ertz, though. We did get Ertz. That's true.
Yeah, before all the BS
Eagles
happened.
Hall of Famer says Marcus has got to go. See, he's staying. Mariota's he's locked in.
Yeah.
Because you know how you know is because he came out after the first series. He came out, so he was done.
It's like he didn't, like I think the throw to Dan Arnold, which he definitely got tackled. He got tackled, but I think that would have potentially been a touchdown if he wasn't tackled before he went down to the ground and caught the ball. But I feel like it's just like this game wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Like it's just been a really, I don't know if he's in his own head. There's something going on. There's just something going on in his personal life. I have no idea, but something is just very off with him. We're supposed to grab a quarterback right now that has a similar skill set where you don't have to use a Minshew or even a McKee, which McKee was up and down. Deion Kane, I think, had a pretty good day today. I thought Deion Kane did pretty well for being out. He was injured for a while, and I didn't think he was going to make a comeback at all, but I thought he played pretty good in this game as well, as probably the best receiver in this game, to be honest. But, Mariota's just not, I mean, they're keeping him. I mean, it's...
Oh, yeah. They're keeping him. No, I agree. He's keeping. The broadcasters mentioned it. That's really interesting. It's really interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Bang Bang Bird Gang says, would you give up one of our second rounds for Taylor? If the Eagles got Taylor signed to, let's say, a 3 or 4 year deal, a good deal, contract-wise, I would. I'd give one, might give one of my seconds. Preferably, I'd give a third, but I might give one of my seconds to get it done. I don't think Joey would, though.
No, because I feel like there's a lot. I don't know, because I feel like there's a lot more to this offense, like especially with the running backs. I feel like there's more to sign. I feel like you have options instead of leaping for a Jonathan Taylor, giving up a second round pick. If they get him for something else, great. But I feel like you can always, extend a DeAndre Swift or something like that. I think you just have more options to extend. So I don't agree, but it is what it is.
No, I mean, I can't argue with that. Who makes a team from all the defensive backs? Well, from the corners, let's say you got Slay, Maddox, Bradbury, right? They're locks. I think Josh Jobe is a lock to make this team. Who else?
Ringo.
I think Ringo, he'll make the team, but he wasn't that great tonight, though.
No.
I think Eli Ricks makes the team.
You're keeping 6 or 7?
Yeah, I'm probably
6.
keeping at least 6. I got to keep Jobe. I got to keep the 3 starters. Then I got to keep Jobe. I got to keep Eli Ricks. That's 5.
Might have to keep Goodrich.
I think Goodrich or Josiah Scott, right? Is going
to Goodrich. But maybe the last spot's going to be between Goodrich and.
Well, you got
Goodrich
Ringo,
and Garner.
So you got Ringo. Yeah, see, somebody's going to get cut.
Ringo, Jobe, and then you're going to have the third. The last spot's going to be between Garner and Goodrich for that nickel spot.
What about Eli Ricks?
I don't know. I want to keep everybody, man. I don't know.
They got some good defensive backs, dude. They really
do. It's deep,
So I would think. I think you got to keep. I think you got to keep Maddox, Bradbury, Slay. I think then you have to keep Jobe, Eli Ricks, Ringo, and I would keep Goodrich. I would cut Josiah Scott.
I'll be honest with you. Okay, Ringo has not had a good offseason. It hasn't been good at all. He's been burnt. He's been burnt pretty bad.
I don't want to.
I know. I get it.
Jameson Smith, thank you for super chat. He goes, McKee will be the quarterback number 2 by week 4. Mariota is on a leash. Might be right.
Short
Might
leash.
be right. Yeah. Let's see. Donnie says, did you watch the same game as us? Brown and Edmonds rotating. What are you watching? Brown and Edmonds rotating what? Not only were they rotating, so was Evans. Listen, we saw a bunch of guys rotating in. The question is that we're asking isn't that they're rotating. It's when you get to the regular season, who's your number one guy? I don't think it could be. I mean, personally, I'd like it to be Brown. But how do you play your number one starter in the fourth quarter? That's what I don't understand. So you tell me Edmonds is a starter? Maybe, but I don't like it.
Or maybe
cutting Edmonds, to be honest with you. Like your safeties, how many safeties are going to keep? 4, right?
Yeah.
So you got Reed Blankenship as a lock. Sidney Brown, you got to figure he's a lock, right? I think Kevon Wallace has had a good training camp, and they seem to like Evans. So that would put Edmonds on the out. And he's probably your veteran guy.
Justin Evans too.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, when we're watching the same game, but I'm just saying, and what we're saying is we're asking the question rather, who's the other number one safety if with Blankenship? Because why would you play Brown into the fourth quarter if he's your starter? Does that make sense? Jonathan
why would
butt plug? Look, it's a Jonathan Bannon butt plug.
Why wouldn't they?
No,
but seriously, why wouldn't they give anybody else playing time? Like, why would they risk putting Sidney Brown in a game? Like, that's why I don't get that.
Well, he played. I mean, he was playing early in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right, and he's probably been the best safety we've heard of. I mean, Evans, we've heard some things about, and Edmonds. I don't know. Edmonds to me, Yeah,
no, not for me.
Yeah. John Wick Davis Super Chat. He goes, why not put Ricks in the backup slot? I think Eli Ricks made this team. I thought the way he played, especially taking Pittman Jr. on, I thought he was pretty good, man. I think Ricks is good. Who are we missing? I feel like we're missing another defensive back that has been really good. Mecky Gardner was really good tonight too, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought he was good. So Punjab is saying Edmonds is a starter. That worries me. I'm not going to lie. But let's say, okay, so you're going to keep four safeties. Who are your 4 safeties?
Blankenship, Brown. Okay, Blankenship, Brown, Kevon Wallace, and probably Edmonds. I mean, I would think.
So you cutting Evans? I thought Evans has not been bad.
No, I mean he hasn't. I mean,
you see what I'm saying? It's like there's some difficult cuts that have to be made. And I think the safety position.
Well,
here's my theory: the fact that you see Sidney Brown in the fourth quarter, the fact that these guys are playing so deep into this game, I think that they're not settled at that other spot. I think you need to watch out for trade because I think they could acquire another safety.
Well, I think what goes into it too is your third and fourth string guys. Like they got to figure out who has more value. If they're not going to start at safety, do they have more value on special teams for Michael Clay? That's going to come into account too on who they keep in the third and fourth spot. So they have to count for that.
Right. And especially you're down Sean Bradley. You know who's been the best special teamer? Devin Allen. I think Edmonds going to get cut. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Elmer says, would you trade Driscoll for another player who is on a rookie contract year? Steen can be our next backup tackle guard until he becomes starter. I personally wouldn't, because Driscoll gives you versatility and he's had some starts under his belt. I think the offensive line, you got to keep as many of those guys as you can,
Yeah, they're not getting rid of any of those guys. Definitely not.
Yeah. Harold says, I highly doubt if Brown will start. It's important position. No way they start a rookie. Yeah, they might not. I mean, based upon him playing so deep in the fourth quarter, it tells me that he's not going to start. But I mean, I'm not very comfortable with Edmonds as the safety. You know.
No, I don't either.
You know. Joe says, Philly Joey, I missed it, and I apologize. You're asking again, who is the third receiver? Quez? That's a great question because Quez is another guy, has not done anything all preseason, hasn't
Been hurt.
played. I think that the season's going to start. I'm going to say Oz is your number 3 and Quez is your 4.
Ew.
That's what I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Cuts are going to be. They have to be at the deadline. They have to be cut down. What, by Tuesday at like 4 or something like that?
Yeah, 4 Eastern.
Yeah, so we'll end up doing like a live. I think we're gonna do a special live stream that day, right after the cuts as they come in, and so we'll do it. But you'll start seeing cuts probably start coming in tomorrow. Like there's a lot of guys that we know won't make it. Keith, but the defensive backs is to me very hard. Like you got some hard cuts to make, dude. Like I don't want to see you can't get rid of Eli Ricks. Job is probably, they love Job. Okay, I thought Goodrich was good. I thought Mekhi Garner was good. Mekhi Garner is another guy. Do you think he could move to safety?
I think they've already. I think they've already cross trained him there. I think I've seen him at safety a couple of times.
That makes him very valuable. Keith Saunders, thank you for super chat. He goes, I hate to admit it that I've struggled with porn addiction the last 3 years. I've been fighting the good fight. Your live streams help me get lost in what I love. Eagles football. You're also 5. Hey, I appreciate that. If we're helping you stay away from that garbage, I all for it, man. That's awesome. Thank you. That's a great compliment. Dude.
That's a healthy
That's a
comment.
A great compliment. Thank you, man. We appreciate that, man. I'm serious. I think that's a compliment. James M. Thank you for super chat. Goes, all safeties make the team. They played in the whole game because we only have 5 safeties on the roster. If Evans, Brown, Reed, Edmonds, Wallace. Okay, James makes a great point. What if they keep 5 safeties? They could keep 5 safeties. That's very possible. That would make sense. But who week 1 would be out there at the start of the game? And James, thank you for super chat, man. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting,
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Cordyville says he thinks our safeties will be Blankenship, Brown, Evans, and Wallace. That's if I had to say they keep 4, that would be my guess. They could keep 5, but if you keep 5 safeties, then that's 1 defensive back that's not going to make the team. So if we're talking about keeping 6 corners, you're going to have 1 less. Who's going to go? Do you think Ringo could get cut?
He hasn't played good. He hasn't played well at all. Really, I think out of all the cornerbacks, I think he's played the worst. Yeah. But really, besides Josiah Scott, I mean, Josiah Scott's been pretty bad. Not pretty bad as well. But
yeah,
you don't want to cut a 4th round pick. You really don't.
Yeah,
but
I don't, especially that you trade up for him. Jonathan Gannon butt plug. Thank you for super chat. He goes, I smell a couple changes. Wide receiver number 3 and safety. It might happen. It might happen. Donnie says, stop telling me about business about Taylor. You got to give up who? What? The Colts want a king's ransom. Well, listen, depending upon what they want is going to be whether, it happens or not. But the thing is they could want, they could want a 1st round pick. I want to go to the moon. That don't mean I'm going to go to the moon. They have to lower their price if nobody's willing to give up what they want. And you can't tell me that you have a devalued position at running back and then expect the team to go and give you a 1st round pick for one. That's not going to happen. So they're going to have to come down in price if they're serious about trading him. Yeah, hell yeah. I definitely support Keith. I take that as I think he's dead serious. And I think that's a great thing, man. I'm glad that we're helping you. I really am. A lot of these players will be stashed on the practice squad. Yeah, oh yeah. This is the time where it's like, oh, I hurt my toe. All right, IR. Oh, you hurt you hurt your ear. You have an earache. IR for the year. The question is who will that be?
We will see.
Yeah. Let me explain something. If the Colts don't trade Taylor, if the Eagles don't trade Taylor for Taylor, they don't need Taylor. The Eagles do not need Jonathan Taylor. They're set. It's just a matter of, well, it makes you better, fine, but they don't need him. It's a luxury. It would be a luxury,
Right.
you know. Splendid says 500 linebackers should be Dean, Cunningham, Morrow, Ellis. You got to keep more than that, right? I think all those guys make the team.
Yeah, I think they're fine.
I think four of those. Yeah, well, and then you'll have. Yeah, I agree. Now Van Sumeren, I think, is a guy you're going to cut, and he's going to clear waivers, and then you end up bringing him back on the practice squad. You know,
he's quick. Like he hits the gap really well. The problem is his tackling is
oh god,
not great. His tackling's bad.
I know. I think he's a guy with ability and upside, but he needs time. He needs to be on the practice squad. He needs to be with the team, and then let's see what he does next year. You know, Bahama Eagle says how he is going to get this JT deal done. Boy, if they do get Jonathan Taylor, that is a scary. I mean, that's a scary offense, man. That is a scary offense. I thought Morrow played well tonight too, GG. I do. I thought Morrow had a strong game. The guys I liked tonight was Devin Allen. I liked Tanner McKee again. Although, you know, I mean, he was playing the starting defense. They had Kwity Paye out there in the second quarter. I mean, that's the starter guy.
I'm sorry. Every time you say Kwity Paye now, it's like, if we get Kwity Paye, I'm burning this shit down. That's all I think about now. That quote. That's all I think about now.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, their starters were out. He was playing their starters with third, fourth string unit. I thought McKee played pretty good. I thought Mecky Gardner played good. Eli Ricks. I was watching Eli Ricks covering Pittman Jr., and I thought he did a great job.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Whoa, thank you for a super chat. He goes, praying for Howie to bring in Devin White out of Tampa would bring a lot of depth to his position. What is the current situation with Devin White? Did he ever get a contract?
There was rumors a while ago that he
there was rumors a while ago, but did whatever happen with that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't followed really since then, to be honest.
Yeah. Jesse, thank you for super chat. He goes, AJ Brown Smith are going to be so hard this year that everyone watching going to get harder and no one's going to know how hard to get. Pause. Pause. Thank you, man. Thank you.
That's like a lot of.
That's a lot. My wife's looking at me now. Like, what is going on? Tanner McKee was playing with the third string offensive line and didn't want to block anyone. He did well considering that. I thought he did well. I thought he looked better than Richardson, you know. But I mean, you know, I thought he was good. I like Mecky Gardner too, man. I don't know that I want to let him. Like when it comes to the cornerbacks, I mean, we got some defensive backs that can play, man. They can play
deep,
you know?
Real deep, definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. If Howie makes one trade, not Taylor, what position would it be? For me, if I would say this, the position I think you need the most is a punter. I think you need a legitimate punter, but you're not going to trade for a punter. There are ways to do that. So if we had to make one trade, the two positions that I think you've got to make, if you know, not running back, it would be safety or linebacker. I think one of those positions. I think you can use some depth at linebacker. I really do. You know. So
that's what we thought we were. That's what we thought we were doing when we signed Zach. I mean, Zach Cunningham is obviously showing out. I mean, barely even being here for that long, and
he looks
Miles
like
Jack retiring.
He looks like a legit starter. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't even dressed tonight. You could tell. Like, there's certain things you could tell. You could tell what running backs they like. You could tell what tight ends they like. You can tell the linebackers they like. You can tell these things by who's dressing in the last preseason game. You know, Zach Cunningham was on the sideline showing him and Dean. They were in street clothes. They made a team. Rashad Penny didn't take a snap tonight. Ball Scott, Swift, those guys, none of them played. They're on the team, you know? So, to me, Yeah, I think if I have to make a trade, I really would try to make a play for Jeremy Chin. Like I would love to make a play for him. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
So I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, we got a lot of cuts are going to start tomorrow. They'll start easy. There'll be guys you expect, no surprises, and then it'll get a little harder. Pause, and then it'll be picks that guys that some people like, some people won't, and we'll see what happens. I think we're going to see 2 trades from Howie Roseman. I say 2 trades happen at least 2.
And you got to look at players coming off waivers too, because the Eagles might be waiting for somebody that that he could have been scouting from other preseason games. So you never know what the Eagles could be looking at. So,
right, somebody's going to get cut on another team that is going to be able to come in and contribute right away.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree with you. But it's going to whose chin are you trying to make? Jeremy's. Jeremy Chin. If they're really willing to trade him, I would jump on that. Yeah. Matt Ariza, absolutely. Matt Ariza, yeah. It's going to be interesting. There's some interesting cuts coming, dude. No doubt about it. Philly 500. Nolan also has been playing on special teams. I believe it. I believe it, and I think that he should, and I think he'll be good. I have no doubt about it. I think Swain's getting cut. Yeah, I think he was purely a body for tonight.
Yeah, that's all it was.
I think he's gone. I don't think King makes it. I don't think any of those guys make it. Some of them might come back on practice squad. It's going to be interesting. Yes, I am, Ian. Always. Brian says Brooks and Sherman should be gone. The drop by Brooks was abysmal. I agree. I think Brooks and Sherman are gone. I think there'll be. I think Brooks is the first initial cut. The defensive tackle projections. Well, you've got Davis, Cox, Carter, right?
Yeah.
Mitch Williams, and then Street. You got to keep all 5.
Right.
Why are you laughing? Because I said Cox.
He said Davis Cox.
Davis Cox. Oh God, it's getting late. Yeah, but so that's what I think. We'll see. But it should be interesting. I don't know. Is there anything else, dude?
Nah, I mean, yeah, we'll see the cuts happen slowly but surely, until Tuesday. Like you said, it's going to be very easy in the beginning tomorrow. And then we're going to find out guys coming off waivers. We'll find out about the Jonathan Taylor situation. See if there's any, holds any water to it.
I think Ojomo ends up on IR. It's my prediction. They're going to stash him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think they stash him on IR. He got hurt last week. I think he
the concussion.
Yeah. So he's going to end up on IR. So we'll see what they do. The real question is sometimes, you have to cut certain guys that you think will clear waivers. So let's say you have 2 guys you really like and you think one of them has a better chance to get through waivers. You take a chance and you make that cut, and then you try to bring them back on a practice squad.
Yeah, especially if there's somebody that they see, they see talent from, they might protect the player just because to protect them and put him on like the fake IR thing. Like Jordan Mailata was one of those players. Like they put him on that fake IR list a couple times because they didn't want to risk him being on practice squad.
Yeah, I think Tyree Cleveland will be on that list, and Ojomo or 2 guys I think that end up on that IR.
God, that's the wide receiver that's been killing it. Tyree Cleveland's been killing it.
Yeah, he's a player. He's a player. He's a guy, another guy. I just think you got to let develop on your roster. Definitely. I agree. All right. Well, is that all? Is there anything else we want to talk about? It's getting late.
No, I think I'm good.
12:30. Yeah, I'm good too. All right, guys. Well, let me see. I want to see what Keith says here. Tough decision here, debating a black Swift jersey or a white Smith jersey. My birthday's next week, so I got to treat myself. I think here's my thing. I think that the black jerseys look better than the white jerseys. However, the thing with Swift is you risk the fact that after 1 year he's gone. Devontae is going to be there for
Rest of his career.
For the rest of his career. So you'll get more value out of the Smitty jersey, although I do like the black jerseys better. So maybe a black Smitty jersey is the way to go. But that's my thought. But let me know which one you get, and happy birthday to you,
Happy birthday,
man. I appreciate it. All right, dude. Well, I guess that's it, right? I mean, we'll get out of here and be back Saturday night, and then Tuesday is it's gonna be a big weekend coming up. So I want to rest up and get ready.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. All right, guys.
And
we will let you go. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just saying. Now that's it. We're getting ready for the New England Patriots. We're getting
New
there
England
now.
time.
So.
Yep. And we'll be doing a preview of that. I expect the cuts to start rolling in tomorrow at some point in the morning.
Yeah, probably.
So we'll see. All right, guys. Well, we will let you go. With that said, you guys have a great night. Take care. Talk to you later. And of course, don't be a dingbat. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, we had one.
Yo, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What are you doing?
running from
What are you doing? What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had no time for one more play.
We had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah, you
The
literally
brother screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way that
We had one.